Hello everybody. For my activity today, I decided to review the GooseChase application. This is a phone-based application that you set up using a computer. Basically what you do is, as a creator, you go in and you create different missions that people have to go through and solve. They can be photo responses, video responses, or text responses, most easily used for education, but could also use GPS location questions where students would have to go to a specific location. So, as for pricing, I am currently using the free basic educator package, which basically has all types of games that are allowed to be used. You can create unlimited types of games. You can have unlimited classes. The only downsides to having the basic free version is that you can only have one live game at a time, and you can have up to 5 teams per game, no more than 5. There's no set number that I could find for the amount of people on a team. So I'm going to quickly go into my games. I created one very quickly just to kind of see how it worked and everything. So for my game, basically you go through, you upload an image. I teach science, so I added a science image on this. I did 6th grade review, and I'm going to actually try this with my class when I go in tomorrow. The game description, it's for suspension solutions and colloids. When you go in a little bit farther, you can create missions. To add a mission, all you need to do is click this, and it lets you choose what kind of mission you have. So for mine, I just focused on a review session, finding out what elements are, what compounds are, what mixtures are, finding pictures of examples of colloids and compounds and mixtures and all of that stuff. This isn't completely done yet, but I just wanted to take a picture before I dive too deeply in it. So the really cool thing about this is when you go into groups, you can create different teams. So I just had my roommate create one with me so that we could get started and see how it showed up on the page. So you can have students join in using the access code that is listed right here, and they will all be on the same team. Another cool thing about this, it can be both a synchronous and an asynchronous activity at the same time. If you wanted it to be synchronous, like I did with my roommate today, you can have it as a manual start. You can pick the duration from 30 minutes to X amount of time, or you can kind of make it an asynchronous activity if you wanted to do it that way and have it set over a longer period of time with more time to gather information and submit responses. When you go into the game, and this is on your phone as well, when you click in, you'll see the GooseChase app opens up, and you have all of these different activities that you can do. If you click into it, it asks you to snap evidence or take a picture if you need. You can also see that there is a feed that shows up whenever pictures are submitted. So the activity feed shown on the computer from the teacher standpoint you can see that my students were adding in pictures of what different elements were, what compounds are, and I added a picture of a colloid as well. The really nice thing is if you wanted to go in after and discuss what you saw, or students wanted to go in and see, you can see different submissions based on the mission. So if I click into element right here, you can see that both copper and gold were both defined as elements, which is kind of cool because this activity can be used kind of as a brainstorming or a think tank session, which allows you to gather a lot of information very quickly. I think that this type of tool would be best used as a review or maybe as a beginning activity, which kind of helps students to kind of gather their thoughts and allows you to see it as a teacher, what students believe and what other students might think about topics as in general. Honestly, there's so many different strategies that you could use this for. I remember we used this in my school very briefly at the beginning of the year when we had Discovery Education come into our class, and we used that to basically kind of team build for one, and to kind of recount the learning that we were doing is a reflection tool. So we submitted pictures and writing responses of the most important thing that we learned in that day, or the coolest activity that we had learned. And it kind of created just a giant list of all of these activities that we had done throughout the day. And if we hadn't been able to be involved in all of the breakout sessions, it allowed us to see what the other breakout sessions had to offer. So I think that GooseChase has definite resources that would help our classrooms. And in an online setting, this would be incredibly cool because it allows students that might be from completely different areas to submit, and allows different students to shine in different areas. For mine, it was just a review, but you could also use this in English, social studies, or math to help with different concepts, whether it be an easy way to show how to solve math problems or to provide visual answers to problems. Thank you.